Welcome back, Warriors. Welcome back to another episode. Before we get into this, you already see there, we want you to subscribe, follow us, comment below in the channel, let us know where you're listening to this from, right? And follow along with the show and just make your own little comments about whatever you may be thinking about when the episode is going on, right? Let's get these subscriptions up to 500. That is still the goal. The year is almost over and I need to get to 500. So I'm depending on you to subscribe, share, and like and comment. 241 days it has been. Stay tuned and find out what it is. Let's get into the show. Welcome back to the Warriors Vision, the podcast. I'm your host, Brian Sells, also known as the Warrior in these social media streets. Welcome back to another episode 112. Episode 112. You see, as the title says, carnivore slash animal base. It, these, it, it's been a lot of different diets that's been out there. Before we get into it all, guys, I just want to say that I'm appreciative. I thank you all for, tuning in to the show, listening to the show, and interacting with me on Twitter, the different social media accounts that I have: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. Not a lot of traffic on Facebook, but when I am on there, you've shown up a little bit. So I just want to say I thank you and I appreciate you. 241 days, as I said in the little interlude before the episode started. 241 days I've been on this animal based diet. I think the first time I ever heard of these different diets was, I want to say I was probably like 25, 26, somewhere around there. And the first diet I heard about was, no, actually, I'm going to take that back. That's not the first one that I heard, but the very first one that I heard was when I was in high school. They call it the Atkins diet. I didn't know what that meant, so I didn't pay any attention to it. Paid no mind, didn't really care, so I moved on. 26, 27, somewhere around there, I heard about Ketovore, right? And everyone I was talking to, that mentioned it at the gym or whatever the case may be, they were talking about how much bacon they can eat, avocados, and I was like, oh, okay, well. And then I had heard a report where, eating all that fat was going to just end up making people fat once they stop being active, right? And when you hear things in the media and you hear things on news from the news networks, who we feel like, most of us feel like it's the holy word, right? We don't question anything that the news media says. If they said, then it is 100% accurate, right? Right? Let's be honest. If the news people come on TV and say this because they said this, the USDA said this was bad, we follow it. I'm gonna get into that, right? I'm gonna get into that, but I heard that if you did ketovore and you ate all the fats, like the good fats, which it was, I guess, bacon at the time was a good fat, and avocado at the time was it's still a good fat. So if you ate all that stuff, but then if you stop working out, all that weight was gonna come back on you. And I was like, man, I know a lot of people that's doing this ketovore, and they not really disciplined or motivated to stay in the gym, right? And that's what that was. So fast forward fast forward some time. It is 2024, right? 2024. We are in the month of September. It is actually, at the time of recording this, it is September 20th, Friday the 20th, September 2024, at the exact time of 11:35 a.m. that I am saying is Central Standard Time. 241 days that I've been on this, not even gonna say diet, just this journey, because I don't like the word diet. Restrictions. That means you're being restricted, and I'm choosing not to eat certain things. So I don't see it as a diet. I see it as a journey, as a new lifestyle that I am on. I first heard about this carnivore journey. This carnivore journey back in, I want to say October. No, not October. I want to say December, late December. We was watching, saw some. Usually when we watch YouTube, we're watching informative things. Usually some things about homesteading or how to make different dishes or whatever the case may be. And we came across this one video. This one lady name is Lily Kane, and she was being real goofy in one of her one of those shorts. Right? It's like, what is this garbage? And I'm only calling it garbage because it was just how goofy she was. I'm a fairly serious person. I wouldn't be out there doing the things that she was doing, but it caught my attention. So bravo to her for catching my attention in the antics that she was doing, right? So she pulled me in with the antics. I watched the video, and the things that she was saying was like, let's see what this is about. So we watched that one, then we watched another one, another influence name, the steak and butter gal, I believe, and then another one called Laura. I forgot her name. Just we watched so many. Then we seen Dr. Ken Berry, and then Sean Baker, and then just all these different other people we started seeing, and then we started seeing these people, different stories, their backgrounds, their health conditions that they were dealing with, and how carnivore, this strict journey that they were on, healed so many things and reversed a lot of things that they were dealing with, right? I was like, man, that's crazy. And me and my wife was talking. We talked about how when we was growing up, we were told butter was bad. And I remember one time she came over to my apartment and she was like, "Why you got this butter? This is not butter. This is margarine." And margarine is fake. And the name of it was Crock, Better Betty Crock. It's a bunch of crock. It's not real food. So it makes sense that the name of it was Betty Crock, because it was a bunch of crock. There was a bunch of garbage in there, and a bunch of seed oils and all these just fake inflammatory oils that we were putting into our bodies because the USDA said we shouldn't eat butter, right? They said that they came on the news, right? The news reporter reported this, and the USDA said we shouldn't eat butter. Then they said we shouldn't eat eggs, and then they said we should stay away from red meat, and all these things. And we were watching these people with their stories, how they reverse um, um, different illnesses that they had, right? They reversed their Hashimoto's. Uh, I'm not going to even like dive into what that is, but just different things that people were dealing with was reversed. Diabetes, right? Usually when you get that, that's a lifelong journey until it's over, until till you're dead or whatever the case may be. They were battling all these things, weight gains, not being able to lose weight, just all these things. It was just mind blowing to see these people tell their stories, how they went to just strictly eating ground beef and butter. And then some people evolved to just eating ground beef and eggs or whatever the case may be. They would focus on having real protein in their diets, and it reversed a lot of things. So then we jumped on the bandwagon, right? We jumped on. It was like, let's see what this is about. At the time, I was weighing about, I want to say about 205, and I was floating between 225 and 205 the whole time. Since the move, right? We moved to Wing, Alabama. I was around 215. I think I blew up to 225. And I felt, well, at that time, I wasn't really working out as much because we was moving, transitioning from Virginia Beach. Got to Wing, didn't have a gym set up, but I was doing some shadow boxing outside. And I was also shooting the bow and still doing some fire drying, but that's not building muscle or anything like that. So I was gaining weight. We moved into our new house, set up the gym, and started working out. And I was standing around two. I got down to 205, and I was standing around 205 to 195, and I couldn't get any smaller than that. And I wanted to get to a point where I was able to run and not be so. I feel that like, oh my goodness, I can't run. Right? I didn't want to feel that sluggish while running. So years went on. We found this carnivore journey thing, and we jumped on it. And I want to say within the first 10 days, I had lost, I want to say 10 pounds. The first 10 days, I had lost 10 pounds, and it was water rate. So inflammation, probably a lot of I was looking at one of my ID pictures, my driver's license, and my My driver's license from Virginia Beach and my driver's license in Alabama. And then a picture that I took recently after I got done with my executive protection school certification. The pictures are completely different. And if you've been watching the show, then you could tell the difference. Maybe. Maybe I'll post that picture one day. Do a side by side up on the screen. Bam, bam, bam. But in Virginia, I had a head. My head was the size of a grape. It was just swollen. Swollen. Uh, and now coming, speaking of that, in Virginia, so we were still eating the stuff that we normally ate. We were 2020 happened, and we started to transition into more healthier foods, right? We saw the things that what was happening, and we saw what the government was doing. So we started to slowly transition into more healthier foods. And I've always been cooking and a good cook, but every now and then we would like to order some pizza, um, eat more than what we should be eating. And I wasn't as active. I was active, but I wasn't as active. Moved to Wing. We're still eating about the same. Not and still not as active. Even though we was renting a house at that time that had like 8 acres, but it was majority woods. So we were still trying to get into all of that. We move out here, more active. I'm doing all the cutting of trees, and I'm doing it all by hand. So I'm definitely more active, and I have my gym here set up. My gym is set up, so I'm definitely more active than I was in Virginia and in Wing, Alabama. But if you look at the pictures, I'm gonna post them. I'm gonna post them. My head was massive in Virginia, just swollen. Then you look at Alabama when I finally moved to this house, I had to get a new driver's license. It was still swollen, still swollen. Now it is much more, as you can tell. I'm looking pretty. I'm looking good. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. I'm looking better. I feel better. As today is again Friday, September 20th. I'm at 173. I hover around 173 and 175. Um, I probably now I'm thinking maybe I should get to 180 because of a comment. There was no harm, no foul, but it was a comment that that's the one thing I feared. I didn't want to look like I was too small that someone would try me. You know what I mean. In the field that I'm in, I don't want to be looked at as a let's pick that one. I want to look like I'm not the one. Plus, I just don't want to look like I'm frail, and I'm sure I don't. The guy that I was talking to, he was like, it's kind of small. So I'm sure he's probably like 182, 180. And at that time when I was talking to him, I was about 174, 173, which is, it's not that far off, but um, I could be a little bit heavier, maybe. I think I want to be at 180. I want to hover around 175 and 180. I don't want to get to that dangerous point of 170. That is too small. When I was in the military, they wanted me to be like 165 to 169, and that is entirely too small for me. I don't feel strong. I feel very weak. Could I run? I can definitely run, but I, I want to be able to hold my own or be able to not just be snatched up and taken. No, I don't want none of that nonsense. As I told you guys before in Virginia, I don't want an elderly woman to jackknife hammer me, right? The Goldberg. I don't want to be power bombed or any of those things by an elderly woman. So where was I? I went off on a tangent, but yeah. So we did the carnivore thing, and we did that for about, I want to say, 90 days, and the weight was coming off. My energy was high. Um, I wasn't having any issues. At the beginning, only thing I felt was I was cramping a lot because I wasn't getting enough salt. But other than that, I was fine. My workouts, I would do squats and my deadlifts, and usually when I would do them, I would have my joints would ache, knee joints, ankle joints. My back would be not really in pain. I would have a knot in my back, and that's just the muscles or whatever the case may be. But now, as I have progressed through this thing, I'm feeling stronger. Um, now I sprint about 120 yards about 10 times. Um, so that's basically, so it's 60 yards down and 60 yards back. So it's 120 yards. I do farmers carry or kettlebell carries. Uh, I do a lot of stuff outside and I do a lot of stuff inside. And I basically, I'm just, all I'm saying is that I feel stronger. I feel better. My body is going through a transition. It's transforming. Um, my skin is better. I don't even, I sleep better. So I go to bed, I say my prayer, and I lay down maybe like 5 minutes. I'm out. I'm out. And then when it's time for me to get up, I'm up and I'm ready to go. I go to bed about 8:30 or so, and I wake up about 4 or 5 actually. So I gotta actually change that. That says 3 o'clock. So 4 o'clock. Um, yeah, so 4 or 5 now. But yeah, and that's probably actually gonna change because of the time. I noticed that when fall comes, I'm actually getting up at 3, and when summer, so that actually is probably actually right for fall time. But yeah, anyway, it there's so many benefits, right? There's so many benefits, and I would say this, everything, you know, food affects people differently, and I would encourage you to see what foods affects you. The things that affected me that I thought was normal, like greens. I would, feel like I need to go to the bathroom right away, um, gassy and all those things. I thought that was just normal, eating that. That's not normal. Being gassy, being bloated, um, having your food leave your body within an hour, that's not normal. If you was to put gasoline in your car and your car burned through that within 30 minutes, you would think there's an issue, right? That would be a problem for you. You shouldn't be putting gas in the car every 30 minutes and it's not doing it, it's just burning through that. That's because you got a hole in your gas tank or they watered that bad boy down, right? One of those one of those reasons. And if they put water in, then there's going to be some big issues. But what I'm saying is that the food that we put into our bodies, they're supposed to fuel our bodies. A lot of things that we thought was normal is not a normal function of our bodies. It's not. We've been lied to. We've been brainwashed, and we've just been dealing with these issues that we, over the years that we just said, "Oh, it's normal. It's normal." No, it's not. So I would definitely encourage you to, experiment. Would I say do the carnivore diet for 30, 60, 90 days? Absolutely. Not even gonna, yes. Do it. Do it for 30 days. Cut the sugars out, cut the veggies out. Um, I was talking to my mom and we was talking about it, how at the beginning of the time, Adam and Eve was set up in a garden and he was eating fruits and vegetables. So whatever the case may be, they were eating plants. There was no animals being killed. They were eating plants. Then Adam committed the sin, and they had to, from there on they were eating meat. And in the region that they were in, it's probably, you know you could probably say that they probably wasn't growing vegetables like that because of the location, the seasons. The only thing that was probably viable to eat, that was, that you can depend on eating, was meat. And there's many stories in the Bible where people live for so long. Yes, the food is different now. The meat is different now because of the chemicals that our government is poisoning us with, and all these other things, all these other factors. Yes, everything's different, but the animals break these things down that we don't feel those effects right away, right? And if you find a farmer's market, which is even better, you can get your meat locally and know that, or at least, have a conversation with the farmer and know how he's feeding his animals, right? I just want you to, think for yourself. This episode is about thinking for yourself. You know, ask yourself, do you feel better after eating bread? Do you feel better after eating, all that fast food, or do you feel like, ugh? And then after you answer those questions, ask yourself, do you want to be better? Do you want to feel lighter? Do you want to feel stronger? Do you want to have the energy to play, or whatever the case may be? If you're a new parent, do you want to be able to keep up with your kids, with the child that you're having? My daughter runs 24/7. She wants to go. She zigzags. And I don't think people understand how fast baby feet are. I don't think people understand how fast baby hands are. And if you have a little one that's active, you got to be on guard, on watch at all times. And if you're too big to keep up with that child, what's going to happen is you're going to be keeping that child inside because you don't want to go outside because you can't keep up with that child. That's not a way to live. That's not a way to live. Um, we're supposed to be healthy people. And if you're listening to this episode, you know how I feel about health and being able to do for your own and being able to be an asset. You can't be an asset if you're incapable of moving. If you're incapable of having energy to do anything. So try the carnivore journey out. Try it out. 30 days and see how you feel. You know, and then so right now I'm at 241 days. 241 days, and have I been only meat the whole time? No. Every now and then, matter of fact, my wife made us some cinnamon rolls when my son came down, and cinnamon rolls are my favorite. But she made them, and I was like, it's cinnamon rolls. It's cinnamon rolls. It is what it is. And then we had ground beef. I'm telling you, it was like a party. I enjoyed that bowl of ground beef so much. The cinnamon roll was that ground beef, just straight ground beef with some salt and mustard. Oh my goodness. And it's crazy to now I eat food to survive. I eat food to fuel my body so that I can respond appropriately to anything that I'm doing. I have the energy to run. I have the energy to keep with my kids. I have the energy to work out. I have the energy to be a protector. I have the energy to serve in the kingdom of God. I have the energy. I'm healthy enough to do these things, right? That is a great thing. I sleep better. I feel better. I'm not feeling like, ugh. I don't feel those ways no more. And when I do eat something that makes me feel that way, I know what it is. Like boom, that's that. I can't eat that no more. Was doing so for a long time. We was just drinking water. So we added coffee back to our journey, and I noticed that if I have a little bit too much creamer in my coffee, I feel nauseous. And before, my coffee used to look like this. Well, add some brown to it, right? My coffee was like this like about that tint, right? And I used to have a saying, I would love to have some coffee with my creamer, if that makes sense. And I never felt anything, I enjoyed my coffee like that. Now I can't do that. I can't do that. I've Doing this journey has reset all the things or healed all the things in my body that was broken. Now, do I know all the things that was broken? No, I don't. I just, knew I wanted to feel better. If I wanted to feel stronger, I wanted to look better. So I did this. Can I tell the difference? Absolutely. Do I know exactly what that difference, inside the body or, blood type or my blood testings? No, I don't. I don't know all of those things. Do I encourage you to do those things? No, I don't. I don't think it's important, but it's not going to harm or hurt anything for you to know exactly what your blood tests and all these other metabolic things or whatever case may be. It's not going to hurt to know, but all I can say is that all the things that I know are the things that I feel, and I feel 100 times better. So go out there, try it out. I know meat is expensive, but for the longest we were doing just ground beef. Um, and I was eating about starting out. I was eating about 5, 7 ounces, and then as my appetite grew, I was eating about well, actually, I want to say about 3 months ago, I was eating about no, probably 2 months ago, I was eating about 12 to 15 ounces of ground beef. Just that. In the morning, I would have 3 eggs and an ounce of salami and stick of cheese. We stay away from shredded cheese, but a stick of cheese, and in the evening, because we eat dinner around 11. Matter of fact, it's almost time for dinner. Um, in the evening, I would have a butter bite or a bowl of yogurt, right? A parfait or some fruit, and that's it. But it's important for those first month, at least that first month or second month, to just stay away from any type of carbs, any type of sugars. Just eat strictly meat and see how you feel. Um, yeah, just see how you feel. I don't. It's 241 days. I feel great. I'm wanting and searching to get someone on here to have a conversation with me about this journey. Because the people that I've been watching have been so informative on how to do things and why it's important to be selective with what you're eating and how doing that can be such a benefit to your health and to your lifestyle. So I'm going to find someone that will be able to come on here and give you more information, more in-depth information on these things. And I'm telling you guys, there's people on YouTube that you can watch. It literally blows my mind how people will listen to the media snobs, but won't listen to regular everyday people that are trying to give them information on things. It blows my mind. It blows my mind. People have been dealing with the same ailments for 10, 15 years, been going to the same doctor 10, 15 years, ain't had no fix. But if you have someone that presents something that's staunchly against what everyone is saying, then that can't be right. No, we can't do that. I'd rather just take this medicine. What in the world? You're already suffering. What else do you have to lose? Why not try it? Why not try something that's based on eating different foods and being active versus staying on this pill, this medicine forever and being inactive and literally just waiting for to punch that clock. It's over. We got to change the way we think. We got to stop valuing opinions of people that, especially of people that we've been seeing for years and things have not gotten better. Especially listen to people that's not empowering me to, you know, take my own health into my response, take my own health into my hands and be responsible and accountable for it. Stop watching so much TV. Stop depending on the people in the TV to direct you and lead you. Stop it. It's costing you your life, your health, your sanity. Stop it. Stop it. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our contact information. Oh, grow the community. Here's our GoFundMe page, please, folks. If you can, if you like what I am doing, if you support the ideas that I am putting out there, please support this GoFundMe page because I have something in me that I need to put out to the people, to the young people, so that we can change the trajectory. Not really, we can't, I'm hoping to change the trajectory of where things are going for the young people and of men, bringing them in and having these real conversations about how to be a warrior, how to develop that mindset of a warrior, and first and most importantly, bringing people to God, bringing them to God so that He can change their lives and bring fulfillment and joy into their lives. So please scan the code on the screen, hit the donate button. Donate whatever you can. Share it. If you can't donate, please share it with someone else. Tell someone about it, and just help the warrior build this community. All right. Contact information. Follow us at warriors underscore collection underscore. Follow us at the other page, warriors underscore collection underscore network. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Turn on the notifications. Leave a comment. Where are you watching this from? Do you like me? Are you vegan? What does your diet look like? Or what does your food journey look like? Leave a comment. Let me know. Talk to me. Follow me on Twitter at See Through It One and on TikTok at Warriors Collection Brand. You can catch us all on the audio side if you like the audio version better. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart Radio, iHeart Podcasts, and Amazon Music. Follow, subscribe, whatever they have on those platforms. Please just make sure you are tuned in to every time an episode is released so that you don't miss anything, that you are up to date on all things warrior. Okay. And with that being said, guys, again, I hope this episode was informative, thoughtful, thought provoking. I hope that it makes you question why you eat the things that you eat, why we listen to the TV say certain things and literally combat everything that's natural. Why do they push us to fake things and have us leave all the real things away? Like, just don't eat the real things, eat this fake stuff. Why do we ignore our own brains and follow someone else's lead? I'm gonna tell you, if you've never been to another country, other countries don't eat the way we eat. Fresh food. Other countries don't deal with all the toxins that we deal with. They're banned. Come on, folks, wake up. It is 2024. Turn the TV off. Read, research, look up things that are important. These people are out here lying to you over and over again. Over and over again. Your doctors are lying to you. Matter of fact, there's this one, before we get out of here, there's this one dentist that I want to get on the show. And before, I used to have issues with, what is it called? Goodness gracious. Not toothaches, cavities. And my teeth were very sensitive. Since my wife has been making our own toothpaste, so no fluoride, none of that garbage, my teeth are stronger. They're better. When I used to eat gummies, as soon as I put a gummy in my mouth, I would get like this sensory pain. So, because of the cavity, Now my teeth are stronger. None of that. But I don't eat gummies anymore. But I don't get that pain. Ice cold things, none of that. No, I don't get that anymore. We have been played. There's so. That's the end of this episode. That's the end of this episode. I don't want to go on a tangent, but that's the end of this episode. So again, warriors, do your research. Look into things. Don't just take the word of the media, of some supposedly expert in this field. They're lying. Do your own research. Listen to your gut instinct. Whatever you need to do. If you've been doing this and it ain't changed, you should probably stop doing this. You should probably stop doing this. If you've been doing this and it ain't changed, you should probably stop doing this. All right? That's all I got to say. This is the Warrior on the Warriors Vision podcast. Remember to level up, train harder, be an asset. Read more, pray often, be the light. Have a good one. Warrior out.